Coach Mike Krzyzewski, Coach K. This would be his 42nd and final season with the Duke Blue Devils. This season after 47 years as a coach. Remember, he started at the University of Army. He started at Army before he ended up going to Duke. So Coach K, this is going to be his final season, and I kind of just want to take some time to reflect. Let me get some of your thoughts on Coach K. I mean, to me, he's been a one-man basketball institution. So let me get your thoughts on the legacy of Coach K and also Duke going into this final season.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm like a lot of people. I tend to root against Duke because I mean but it's also because they're the top. They're the top every year. They embrace the bad guy role in a lot of ways too. But his legacy is basically unmatched in college basketball. I mean, for how long he's done it. He's navigated he used to have 3 and 4 year guys at Duke early on, and then he transitioned over to more of the one and done, which every big program was going to. So he's been able to navigate all those twists and turns throughout his career, which, that's what a great coach does. That's what an all-timer does, is he's able to, adjust his coaching style, adjust his coaching staff, adjust the types of players that he's bringing in, all that stuff. And I think, that's obviously impressive. All the players that have come through there. I've always been impressed by it breaks my heart, the Butler team that lost to Duke in that championship. I love mid-majors. I said that before, but you think about that Duke team, and that was a lot of 4-year guys. That was a lot of, I mean, John Shire is slated to kind of be the next, the successor, and he was the point guard on that team, so he was able to win that way. He was able to win with Jahlil Okafor and those guys. He was able to win with Leitner back in the day and Grant Hill, Bobby Hurley. Like, I don't know. As much as I love to hate him, I can't help but respect the legacy he's built over such a long time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm right there with you. Throughout much of my childhood, I too thought of Duke as, quote, the villain. Even the 30 for 30, the I Hate Christian Laettner 30 for 30, which, by the way, I think is probably one of the best ones, right up there with the 2 Escobars. Those are probably like 2 in the Requiem for the Big East. Those are probably my 3 favorite 30 for 30s. But I mean, just like you said, just embracing that villain role almost. But at the same time, Coach K is kind of like the coach that does it with class. It's like he's like the evil genius. Like, you may hate us, but I'm going to tell my guys to do it with class, and we're still going to go out there and win. I mean, he's the winningest head coach, only coach with 1,000 career wins at the time when he did it. Christian Laettner, we mentioned him. I think Christian Laettner is one of the greatest college basketball players of all time. A little bit before my time, but I mean, I've seen enough. I've seen the highlights enough to throw him in there. And then when you talk about Duke as a whole, you mentioned the one and done guys. I mean, the past few years, we've seen Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett. He's even had other guys like Wendell Carter Jr., who was on the Bulls. He had a 4-year guy in Grayson Allen. Now this year with Duke, he's got a young guy in Paolo Banchero. So when you look at Paolo Banchero, and also another guy that I like is the young Williams kid. I want to say it's Alex Williams, but I feel like that's wrong. But the Williams kid, number 15, who's been blocking shots. So Banchero and Williams, they look like they're going to be the 2 anchors for this Duke team moving forward. So let me get your thoughts on this Duke team and going into his final season.
Yeah, I guess we'll get a good look at them tonight, right?
Mark Williams, by the way. Mark Williams, not Alex.
Mark Williams. Yeah,
I knew it was 4-letter Williams. I couldn't remember.
No, I mean, with Duke and with a lot of teams that bring in freshmen every year, you kind of just have to see them play a game or two, because you can't necessarily go off of what they did in high school or on the AAU circuit, because some of these guys don't translate to the next level, or they just don't come together as a team. If you get a bunch of guys, that come in, and we've seen that. I mean, Kentucky had a losing record last year. So I'm curious. I mean, they should be really good. I mean, they have a great recruiting class. I just, I mean, I got to see a game first before I start saying Duke is top 5. I get the hype.
You didn't like the exhibition against Winston-Salem State? You didn't think that was good enough?
I mean, I got to see it. I got to see it a little bit with some of these teams. I get the hype. I get why they're excited, and that there is a lot of potential there. But I think it has a good chance to be a really good final season for Coach K.
Let me get your thoughts on Paolo Banchero. I mean, we mentioned him briefly so far, but I watched him in the exhibition, and I mean, he had a tip dunk that went viral. I mean, he was just running the floor. Kind of gives me a little bit of Giannis vibes. What do you think about Paolo Banchero? Just in terms of like just in terms of that template. I mean, watching him run the floor, big guy running the court, controlling the ball, getting to the rim.
Yeah. Careful throwing the Giannis comparison out. He's kind of one of a kind.
I mean, he kind of gave me Giannis comparisons. Just like I think I said Marvin Bagley had the same skill set as Kevin Durant, and I still stand by that, even though he's been hurt. He was hurt. I mean, he had it at Duke. He's just always hurt. You never get to see it in Sacramento. So
yeah. No, injuries can take their toll for sure.
Yeah.
No, I saw that tip dunk too, and yeah, I mean, things like that are why you get so excited about his potential, and I'd love to see it. Whoever they played that exhibition that you said, obviously he's not gonna. Yeah, I want to see him against Kentucky's of the world. I want to see him against Michigan State. I want to see him against that. So I know I'm not giving you much, but I want to see a game first from a freshman, at the college level before I really start breaking them down. You know what I mean?
No, I understand what you're saying. Well, you'll get your chance tonight because they're playing in the Champions Classic against Kentucky. They'll be on the backside of that doubleheader where Kansas and Michigan State will play first.